everybody, welcome to Ownership Studios. I'm your host, Maria Shiwetha. This is a platform whereby we'll be bringing you a lot of events or decisions that were made about continent Africa. The new decisions that are to be followed about continent Africa. The decisions that were made in the past on behalf of continent Africa. For example, the Berlin Conference, whereby a decision was made to chop up the continent, the country then called Ethiopia, into smaller countries that would be divided amongst the Westerners for ownership. That Berlin Conference is undone as we speak. I've sealed it and I have stamped it. The other thing that has also been undone, which is worth mentioning here, is the doctrine of Dr. Martin Luther King of the United States. For those who are from the United States or who have read history or just heard about Dr. Martin Luther King, he was an activist in the United States of the black race. During his time, the black race was oppressed to the point of literally buying oxygen. The people were suffering so much. They had no say, nothing. So the only way for him to have his people free was to beg for freedom. Beg his enemies to give him freedom for his people. And that was granted. But along with it was the permanent curse that the black man would never be equal to a white man, have anything better than a white man, or any other race. It was to be at the bottom, under the sole of everybody's foot. The spirit of a black man was locked up in a dark room in the Buckingham Palace. And this event is the event I referred to in my videos on my other channel. That channel's name is Maria Shiwetha. I have spoken about the black man's spirit is now free. So, but I did not mention the issue of the doctrine of Dr. Martin Luther King because of a number of reasons. But just to give you an idea, of recent, for those who have heard, it might be on the news, or maybe not, I don't know. But President of the United States, Joe Biden, was in a black church recently. So now you understand why I had to be at Dr. Martin Luther King's site and undo everything that attached the black race to inferiority in the Buckingham Palace. And at that stage, that's when I sealed and stamped permanently the freedom of the spirit of the black man. Moving on, the other major thing that is worth mentioning here is the issue of people. It's a pity. When it comes to continent Africa, there's a lot to admire. That is a cave of gold. Africa, for those who have watched my videos, there is one video that I have titled, Africa has now emerged. And I put the map, it's in gold. I was actually given that map way back before the actual event when Africa emerged. So now, this very event here prompted a lot of things. The laws about Africa needed to be rewritten. As I was looking to the map of Africa in the spirit, I couldn't understand, where did Namibia come from? Why do I have Angola? What is all this? I was seeing names I didn't even understand. Some names I couldn't read. Some names I don't see them on the map, our current maps. So it was kind of troubling. But there's one thing that came out of it eventually. I had to write the laws and the rules that will be governing continent Africa. They are all written in the spirit, to the spirit already. I've sealed them, I have stamped them. They are sealed and stamped permanently. Africa has emerged. It's time for Africa. We all rejoice. Thanks everybody for watching. A few other things I will be sharing as we go. But for now, rejoice. Before I go, actually, let me touch a little bit about the Buckingham Palace. The monarch, the prince, what's his name? Prince Charles needs to tell the world that how many more coronations will the world have to witness. There's a coronation coming up in May, so how many more? He knows about it. He knows what I'm talking about. And I know he knows that I know about the Beggar King hat. The thing he wore on the head. It's too personal to me, but I'll share with you as time goes. There are many agendas. There is an agenda on a black race. There's an agenda on a black man. And they are trying to use religion so to achieve that agenda again. And I'm giving emphasis here on the word again. Africa has emerged. Thanks everybody. I'm your host, Maria Shiweda for Ownership Studios. Thanks.